this video, I'm gonna show you exactly everything you need to know in order to get started selling AI and building your own AI automations business with zero coding, and anybody can start this. Before we get started on diving into all the systems and the processes, let's go over what exactly is this business model and why does it work so well. A year ago, I was dead broke, rotting away in a college classroom, not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. And today, I'm a six-figure business owner. In my first week in selling AI automations, we made over $10,000 as an agency. Essentially what we do is we build custom AI demos for local businesses around the area, and then we show up either in a cold approach, cold call, or cold email, and we pitch it to them. And you don't have to be technical or know how to code in order to get started with this business model. As long as you know how to talk to people and can copy paste templates, then you are good to go to get started literally today. If you want the exact templates and the trainings that took me from $0 to $10,000 in my first week with this business model, they're all going to be in my AI community, which is going to be linked in the description. But without further ado, let's get right into how to build your first AI demo to sell to somebody. Okay, so we moved over to the laptop now, and the very first thing you're going to want to do is go over to the website called 11 Labs, and you're going to make an account. And once you boot it up and you're signed in, you're going to see a screen just like this. You're going to go down to agents, and I already have one created, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to create a new agent. We're going to do blank agent, and then we'll just name it, let's do like a barber studio, demo barber studio. And then you guys can build this alongside with me at the same time. Okay, so let's go over exactly what all this different type of stuff means, because I know it can be a little confusing at first. The very first thing you're probably going to want to do is choose a voice. So we're going to go ahead and just see what Eric sounds like. Okay, yeah, that works perfect. We're going to use that. And the first message can also be, hello, how can I help you today? Or what you're going to want to do when you actually are building this out for a specific business is you're going to make this personalized. So let's say we're doing it for Frank's Barbershop. It's going to say, hello, this is Frank's Barbershop. My name is blah, blah, blah. My name is Eric. How can I help you? And so we're actually going to add that in right now. Okay, perfect. We're going to leave the business name out of it because this is just a demo. But the system prompt, this is super important because this is going to tell your AI exactly what to do and how to do it. So I'm actually going to copy paste one of the templates that I have in my AI community onto here, and I'm going to provide that for you guys for free on this video. Okay, once we have our template copy and pasted, we're going to put that in there, and this is going to essentially say exactly the steps that it has to do and the directions for the username, the service, the date, and the time, right? And this is super important right here, this little override, because I have ran into cold approaching businesses or getting to a business, and I test it out before I go up to the owner, and the AI will just not be able to schedule the appointment because it's not yet connected to their appointment database. So to fix that and make sure your AI always works for this demo, you're going to want to copy this override script into every single demo you place. And it's something super small, super simple, but it'll save you a ton of headaches. So definitely include that. But if you guys don't have access to that AI community yet, that's going to be in my description. The way to get this type of system prompt on your own is going to be, you're going to go to whatever website you want to use. We're just going to use a random barber studio for now. You're going to copy that website, and then you're going to go to Manus AI. Okay, you're going to create an account with Manus. This is a deep research AI learning tool. Okay, so now that we got the system prompt creation out of the way, another super important thing that you're going to want to click is ignore default personality. That is going to be super essential to having your AI work flawlessly. And then for the placeholder values down here, because if you see, we try and click save, we need to have placeholder values. So all we're going to do in these placeholder values is we're just going to give it an example of what we're talking about. So for here, we can literally just put John Doe. For service, this is a barber studio, we'll say men's haircut. And then for the date, let's do today's date, 10/27/2025. For the time, let's do 3 p.m. CST, and then we'll click save. Everything else looks good. I do like leaving my AI a little bit in the middle when it comes to temperature, and essentially what temperature is it makes it less robotic, right? Less step by step, more room to actually have a personality. So I would recommend just click creative. It's a very safe value. It's not gonna ruin your AI. It's only gonna make it better. And everything else looks good, so we're gonna go ahead and click save. Now we're gonna get into the second software that you need in order to make these demos, because you really only need two. And once you're here on Manus, what you're gonna wanna do is just say, literally create me an AI receptionist prompt. Well, no, we're gonna do create me an AI receptionist system prompt for a barber studio that takes appointments and automatically books them. So you're gonna click obviously the send button, but we're gonna save that for later. But after you click the send button, it's going to give you a system prompt, but like I said earlier, you're going to want, where is it at? You're going to want to include that override text either way. So make sure you include that override text after you've done this step. Okay, and the very next thing that we're going to do inside of 11 Labs using Manus is we have to input a knowledge base. So the agent knowledge base is going to be what makes it specific to whatever business you're targeting or outreaching to, cold approaching, etc. So I have just a regular old barber studio website pulled up. We're going to go ahead and copy that, go to Manus, and then we're going to say create me a knowledge base for an AI receptionist based on this website / business. Then you're going to go ahead and copy the business, and then you're going to go ahead and copy the business URL in there, and you're just going to hit send. Okay, and once Manus gives you that knowledge base, all you're literally going to do is just press add document here in 11 Labs, and then for you, you're probably going to have to click add files, but I already have mine in here, so we're just going to click that. And now it knows every single thing about the business, including pricing, scheduling, open hours, stuff like that. If they have seasonal discounts, it'll also know all of that information before we even talk to the owner. So this is great for making it personalized and custom, and this is super essential to that process. All right, now we're gonna get into something that is super important, and it'll actually make this whole thing work. So we need to add a webhook to this actual AI. So all you're gonna do is, let's say we're starting at the top, you're gonna scroll pretty far down, and you're gonna press add tool, and you're gonna press webhook. And then we're gonna keep this screen open, but we're gonna move over to N8N. I already had it pulled up, but I'm gonna go ahead and redo it for you guys. So you're gonna create a new workflow. So when you open up N8N, it's gonna give you a home page, and you're gonna see a little button at the top right saying create workflow. You're gonna go ahead and click that. And for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna delete the webhook that I just had, and we're gonna click add a first step. And then all you're gonna do is literally just type webhook will pop up, and then you're gonna get this URL. This is the URL that we're gonna need to paste inside of 11 Labs. And one thing that is super important, once you have this copied, make sure your HTTP method is set to GET. And the reason we want this is because N8N acts as a database that stores things like customer names, customer emails, customer phone numbers, customer booking appointments. So we want to get all that information that they're giving us over the phone and store it here. So sometimes it might be set to post, but make sure your N8N is set to get. It'll usually be set to get. And then here on 11 Labs, you're gonna go ahead and just paste your URL that you got from N8N right here in the URL section on 11 Labs. And this is where the method is so important. All you're gonna do is just click post. Instead of get, it's just gonna be post, because the information that we are getting from the phone call, we want 11 Labs to post that and N8N to get the info. Okay, and then for the name, you can literally just do N8N. For the description, you're gonna say, call this tool to book appointments. Because eventually we're going to have a whole database connected to this with Google Calendar, stuff like that. Okay, and then next, you're literally just going to go to headers. You're going to press add header, and you're going to make sure that your content is matching mine. So you're going to have this set to value. Just put content type in the name, and for the value, you're going to do application/JSON. Okay, the next thing we're going to want to do is in the body parameters section. Now, this is super simple. I know it looks complicated, but it's really not. This is just the data that we're going to use. Okay, so we're going to keep this as string. The identifier is going to be user_name, and for the value type, we're going to want to change it to dynamic, because this is going to change on person to person. So somebody might call their name is John, another person might call their name is Jared, you know, so the username is going to change, therefore it's dynamic. And for the variable name, you're literally just going to copy username again, and you're going to go ahead and do this for the time, the date, and the service. Okay, and 10 seconds later, we did all of them. So we did username, we did time, we did date, and we did service, and that's really all you need. So you're going to press add tools. Okay, and it gave me an error, but remember, all we're going to do in this section for the dynamic variables is we're going to do username, time, date, service. Add tool. And now this agent is literally ready to test. So you can go click test agent, and you can start talking to it, asking it questions, just running it through some stress tests to make sure that it's working. And this is literally something that is ready to go show to a business owner, to go demo it, And it's a pretty standard process. I know it took a little bit longer because I'm teaching you guys how to do it, but once you start building these on your own, guys, you can make this in literally 3 minutes. It's super easy, and this is all you need to start selling. And now that you know how to build the AI agent, we're gonna get into how to actually get clients. And there's 3 methods that you could choose from. There's gonna be cold approach, cold email, or cold calling. Cold approaching is when you're gonna walk inside of the business with the demo on your phone in hand, ready to go. And you're basically gonna ask to speak to the owner or the manager, and you're going to pitch them right then and there and tell them that you've built a custom AI receptionist for their specific business at their specific location. And 9 times out of 10, the owner or the manager is gonna be more than welcome to check it out for 2 minutes, because that's really all it takes. Me and my students use scripts and methods that are proven to work, that we've tested ourselves for this cold approach method, and I personally think cold approaching is one of the best ways to quickly sign your first client. The next method is gonna be cold email, and this can be a super great way to get clients if you utilize it correctly. So how you're gonna wanna structure your cold emails is the intro email is going to be very short, very brief, but packed with information and curiosity-driven content. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna write to these companies, letting them know that you've built their own custom AI receptionist and you would love to show them a quick demo video of how it really works. And again, the success rate for this is also really good because they're most likely going to follow up and say, yeah, sure, send it over. And then you're gonna go ahead and send them a follow-up email with that video demo of you using their AI receptionist that you've built them, and then a link to book a call with you so they can learn more about it, get a pricing estimate, stuff like that. Inside my community, we have scripts for cold emailing, and we've basically mastered that aspect of outreach, so it can definitely work as a method, and don't let anyone tell you it can't. And last but not least, we have cold calling. This is one of my favorite personal methods because I have gotten extremely good at getting people to convert from first-time callers into paying customers. And that really all depends on how much you're cold calling and how much experience you're building up, because the more you do all 3 of these outreach methods, the better results you're going to get, because the better you are building yourself up to be. And again, I have scripts for me, my sales team, and my students inside of my community, so if you want access to those, apply to join in the link below. If you want my full plug and play outreach templates for all 3 of these methods, they're inside of my paid community. You can literally copy, paste, and start for your own AI business. Just click the link down below and book a call to see if you'd be a good fit. Next, we're gonna go into what you actually charge for this service and how to plan that out. So typically you're gonna have 2 methods of charging customers. And the first one is a large setup fee, which is gonna be a large chunk of the optimization, the building, and the integration of this AI into their business. For that, you can charge anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000, just depending on the size of the business, the budget, and the amount of calls that they actually get per month. The second method of how you're gonna charge them is going to be with a monthly retainer for maintenance, upkeep, optimization, and updates. And industry standard for this monthly retainer is about $1,000 a month. If anybody gives you an objection as to why they should pay this amount of money for the service, all you need to do is remind them of the missed calls that they are missing out on every single month, and that if they were to close and book appointments for all of those missed calls, they would not only cover the fees of the AI, but they would make more money on top of that. Once you have your first 1 to 5 clients, it's all about scaling and speed. This is when hiring setters and closers and outreach people is super crucial, because you want to make sure you don't keep this a one-man operation. Automate onboarding using the same exact tools you sell, so use N8N to make your onboarding process as smooth as possible for your clients. Leverage testimonials to snowball outreach, because when word of mouth gets around, your reputation becomes so much more valuable and people are going to start coming to you rather than you having to always do outbound outreach. Another thing that you should also be doing as an AI agency business owner is building a personal brand. Building a personal brand is going to speed up the process and the progress of your business a ton, because you can use that as leverage to build trust with potential clients before you even send a DM. So with that being said, if you want a full shortcut to the trial and error of this entire business model, I built a full AI business community called the AI Vault that includes plug and play demo templates, pre-written outreach scripts, pricing calculators and onboarding automations, weekly calls with me and other AI founders. Join using the link below and start your AI business today.